my way to this. I did this background commercial today, and I pull up. You know, what I'm saying I'm on time. I'm feeling good, and then I look over
I have to go to a Zoom in already.
early. We started early with the Zoom. I look over. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't sat on my banana. I had it on my armrest in the car, and then it fell over, and I'm sitting on that boy. So now
Squish.
I got a suit on with banana juice on my back pocket, like. So I go in, and the makeup girl is at the thing. I said, "Look, how you doing? What's your name?" She told me her name. I was like, "Okay, cool. My name is Malachi." I was like, "Look, I don't mean to be rude," and I just turned around. I was like, "You see something on my on my back?" And she didn't see it on my suit jacket, and so I lifted the suit jacket up, and she was like, "Oh yeah."
I got the squishy booty.
Right, squishy booty.
Hey girl, I don't mind. Don't mind me, but can you just check one thing for me? Do I got banana shit on my ass? No.
Right,
No.
got the banana boat juice.
I sat on a banana in the car.
Nah, like who does that? And it's so funny. I've been working on my reaction time with stuff, like not letting stuff get to me. So I just laughed it off, like, man, like, dog, who does this?
All right, but you drove the whole time. Was that still under you?
I don't think I sat on it the whole time. I couldn't have, because I would have felt it by then. Well, it was on my wallet too, so the juice didn't penetrate my thigh. That's what it was. So I don't know how long the time between me squishing that boy and me just like, yeah, and then I just noticed it. But I ain't noticed until I pulled up.
You know what? On another note, bro, I've been picking up these crazy obsessions. Like, I have an obsession of creating musical playlists, and after I create them, I don't listen to them.
Well,
that's how I leave, bro. I'm like, I put that shit together. Y'all do what y'all want to with it.
Hey, I just put together some fire. I ain't heard it yet.
It's my job to just put out the art. It's your job to enjoy it.
Yeah, I be feeling like I'm a fucking A&R director. I put this shit together. Like,
With your secret.
Y'all take it. Y'all do what y'all want to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. I be in my own zone.
Like genre, but based on like what are they based on?
It be all types of weird shit. Like, I'll do like 90s R&B. I'll do like old school rap. I'll do like, Blue Eyed Soul. And then I'll find everything in that type of category that I think should go in that category. And then I'll put them in. I got this thing too where I put them from fast to slow. But I get annoyed with all the fast songs because I want to hear a lot of the slow songs. I'm a slow song type dude. And then I'll start putting the slow songs at the top, or I'll just start mixing them all together. You know what I mean? But every week, my goal is to make a dope ass playlist. And then I'll make the playlist, and then I'll just be like, okay, I'm done. Give it to the people.
Work here is done.
Yeah. So I wonder, were you listening to one of my playlists that made you
banana?
Put the banana on the tailpipe.
You just having so much in Zen mode. He was
right.
just like,
oh shit.
This seat feel good today.
This feel gushy. This must be one of them good playlists Tone put together.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh, it's some gushy
and it smells fruity in here too. Wow, look at that.
Yo, I don't know if you guys in a position where you buying furniture or whatever, but I don't know if I told y'all, like, we had bought furniture like back in June or whatever, and the pieces are coming like separately. Like, they'll be like, well, you got pieces coming in December, you got pieces coming in August. So today I finally got one of the pieces that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for my chair, my big chair. I finally got it. You know what I mean? I put that joint in my bedroom. And
you had to put it together?
No, I watched them niggas put it together. I'm gonna put shit together, nigga.
Extra 25, you be like, hey, swipe
nope.
card for that.
Nope, ain't no extra nothing. You know what I mean? All this time I waited, you put that joint together.
All right, well, were they supposed to, or was this
Right.
like
Yeah, they were supposed to.
Nah, OG had the UPS dude like, hey.
Hey, where you going? Someone got to put this shit together, man. It's been 6 months.
Yeah, man. You know, I ain't playing with you. Put that shit together.
Yeah, the UPS dude like, I don't even do this. Hey, I don't want to hear it.
Shit, United States Post Office and the UPS guy was in here. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about postage stamps. Well, you know what? Do I gotta go to the post office? Neither one of them was here, but you know what I mean? But I learned something new today too about these delivery drivers. They get paid by the day. I did not know that. They get paid by the day. The one guy was telling me if you a driver, you get paid $200 a day. And if you're a helper, you get paid $150 a day. So to an average young boy who not really doing nothing, that's not bad money coming in.
What you young boy who not really doing shit, like.
But I'm just saying that's a good little. I mean, I can't knock some old heads who just getting out of jail, who need a job or whatever.
You can't knock anybody that's working.
I'm categorizing people with this job. Why I give this job?
The job is just for lazy young boys.
Lazy young boys and ex-cons.
But that's who I see do it. You know what I mean?
A lazy young boy. That's hilarious. And if you the job description underneath, like,
what's your qualifications? Lazy young boy.
Dear OGs, do you have a lazy young boy? We'll send them to you.
Calling all OGs. You know any lazy young boys that you just keep telling them to get?
Or is your homies just getting fresh out and they need somewhere to start? We gotta screen them because they going in motherfuckers' houses. But other than that,
you want to put another OG furniture together? Come on down to UPS.
man, just completely disrespecting the little profession, man.
Oh, so let me tell you this too. So the one young boy tried to be slick. I was like, that's not bad, man. That's a good little hustle y'all got going on. He's like, well, that don't include tips. I said, you would try to play me, young boy. But guess what? Here's a tip for you. Next time you get out of that truck, you might want to ease to the end because it was a heavy set dude. You might want to ease to the end so when you fall off the truck, you jump off the truck, your feet don't tingle so hard. You know what I mean? So he started laughing or whatever. And so then he says tip like 2 or 3 times. So I had some ruffles sitting on my dresser.
You gave niggas some chips.
I gave the nigga some chips, bro. It's like, go ahead, y'all share it. It was a family bag too, so he can share with his partner.
Y'all bust these down. Go ahead.
Here, go ahead, man. I don't got no bread for you, but here, y'all share this. I want to give you no bread.
Really, they will steal your shit too.
That's why I was sitting there watching them.
Man. Somebody sent me a box, like just a box, and took my stuff out. Like I had to call FedEx for a while. Then I had to call the folks that I bought it from. It was a whole thing, man.
They sent you an empty box.
You know, if you got Ring, man, like now, I don't know, why would you even possess the ability to go up to somebody's house and take somebody's box? That shit watches everything you do, man. And they put you like on the Ring watch list. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's inconvenient though, low key. Like,
it is convenient. I just don't understand why people still take chances like that.
Right. You know, everybody
so
got a ring. Especially if you should pull up and see that ring, but
yeah, they don't do that. They don't do that, and which is the stupidest thing ever. I don't get that part.
Crazy.
Yeah. But I guess we're going to the show, man. This is episode 77. And this is Mask Off. And we are here, and we are not there, but we are here doing our thing. Episode Mask Off, and this episode is called Parental Push. And we gonna get it popping. Up under me is the young boy, Malachi. Talk to him.
What it do, y'all? What it do? Just slid back in the D. Slid out to Baton Rouge for a good little booking. You feel me? Thank God, I'm blessed. What's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? I'm had a productive day too. I had an audition tape, a voiceover come through. I had another booking come in last night that I did today, which was a commercial. I prefaced the show by saying, so I'm feeling blessed, man. What's up, y'all?
Booked and busy.
That's what's up,
Grateful,
man.
man.
I'm starting to know a lot of young actors in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm honored to know you and my play cousin's son, Malik Childs, was on the Wu-Tang joint. So I was happy to see that. I think he went to some acting school in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so shout out to him, man. And we're gonna keep it moving to my man Dan. What's up, Dan?
Yeah, it was good, y'all. Had a great week too. Just working and all of that stuff. Glad to talk to y'all though. Good seeing y'all again.
For sure.
Man, I just want to point out as I was looking at you on the Zoom in, what you doing with your hair, the free form thing you doing with your hair, my brother. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it, but here's the funny thing. After I cut my hair, all these niggas now want to get dressed, but that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? So
I was like, oh yeah, man, Tone Dreads go. It's
my time to shine. Yo, I can't compete with this nigga. His is down to his ass. So let me go ahead and do this. This is a look I can pull off.
OG did have, when I first met you, did had you had a whole different OG type of vibe. You was
you thought I was like, what?
Different OG. Wait. Describe both types.
But this OG, man, I can't. It's hard to describe. So the first OG, it was like I want to say almost more serious then, because it was like this brother seemed deep, like, and then he always had something philosophical to say, like, with a serious face.
Let me talk to your brother.
Right. Like,
no, that was not me, bro.
The root cause of the reason we in this farm team is preposterous. Like, what? And now he's same OG, same wisdom. It's just more laid back and chilling, like, you know what I'm saying.
That's that COVID jump back, baby. That's when you jump back from COVID. You know what I mean?
Bounce back, baby.
Yeah, and you know what? I had a conversation with somebody about that, man. Like, and I don't know if the media is like really pushing a lot more depths than it do people that's alive. But you that shit, man, will depress you, man, to where it's like you start thinking about, damn, I'm about to be out this bitch. You know what I mean? I had to turn off all my social media, all the news, you know what I mean? Because they talk about all these deaths with people, and they don't highlight a lot of successful stories.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think part of the reason why people be clicking out is because they be looking at the death aspect. So when you focus on life and living, it's a different type of mindset you take on, bro.
Yep. Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Yeah. So we gonna keep this show moving, man. To the young boy, hit us with that motivational minute, man. We need that energy. Let's go.
What it do, y'all? Today's motivational minute is about honoring your parents. Now, as we grow up, as we both are old and young, our parents are in our lives. And some are fortunate to keep their parents. And so that's who I'm speaking to. So as we're young, we want to get away from our parents. Everything sucks. They don't know what they're talking about. But you want to honor your parents. Whether you're young or old, you want to honor them. And you honor them by being obedient to what they say. And yeah, they may not always be right, but you honor them in the response and the reaction and the patience that you give them. And especially when they get older, when you have older parents, they require a little bit more patience than they did when they were younger. So you want to give them that patience, give them that respect, and give them their due gratitude for what they have done for you. Regardless of whatever attitude they give you, you always got to be the bigger person in a sense, and just stay patient. Honor your parents. It's a motivational minute.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And that raises a lot of questions too, because, you know, everybody got different types of parents,
right?
You know, and everybody got different types of backgrounds. And, you know, some people be like, you know what? fuck that motherfucker. That motherfucker ain't did nothing for me since I was born or whatever. You know what I mean? How do you approach that?
So that's a tough one. Because they don't. I don't want to say they don't deserve it, but in a sense, because they still birthed you. You know what I'm saying? They're the reason that you are here on this earth. Without them going through with that, you still wouldn't be here. So you have to honor that. So that's what you honoring. It's not necessarily the action, but it's the sacrifice they made to bring you in this world. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I got different perspectives on that. You know what I mean? Like, say like, and I'm gonna speak for myself. My father has never been a part of my life. Never really did anything significant. I'm 42 years old today, and he pop in and he pop out. And I don't place value on the fact that all he did was create me, because it takes more than just for you to be a sperm donor for you to get that honor as my father. You know what I mean? Okay. And it's totally different when it comes to your mom. Mom is always mom. You know what I mean? But when it comes to people who really don't value you and they treat you like you expendable, you know what I mean? And they're the most important thing in the world. You have to start understanding who you're dealing with. This person is not going to change. You know what I mean? I can honor you by not fucking with you. So that's the perspective I had to learn to take on with him. Like, everybody doesn't get that same level of care and compassion that you would give someone who is a part of what you got going on, because they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? They deserve my respect as a person, but they don't deserve that intimacy. You know what I mean? So that's that avenue I had to take when it came in relation to him. You don't deserve a level of intimacy in which you haven't fully earned. You ain't earned that from me.
Yeah, good point. And like that's kind of where I'm stuck with this one too, because it's like, I mean, me personally, it's like, how do you get it, like the love and respect and all of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, but just trying to think of it like outside of my own personal stuff. Yeah, there are folks who just like really, talking with there's a lot of, I mean, pain pain there. So it's like, how do you do it? Right? And it's like, do you have to, and like, should you? Like Tone said, like, is that just respect that you give like all people, or yeah, I don't know.
So respect there should be a level of respect. Respect isn't based on what is done. It's based on what you want to input. The deposit that you want to make into somebody. So because, like, you can't really go tit for tat. I mean, as in my opinion, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying this is but in my opinion, you want to always go the higher route. You know what I'm saying? You always want to be the bigger person, be the bigger man, and give out what you want to receive, not what you have received, if that makes sense. Because you reap what you sow. So even though it's not on you to give that person back what they gave, it's on you to give them what they really need, because it's a reason they're being disrespectful. It's a reason that they haven't done certain things or done some things, because they're lacking, they're hurting as people. And that's the key too, is like, people be hurting. That's why they hurt people. So they don't need more pain from you, because that's just adding to their downfall.
Yeah, like maybe one thing, like maybe one way we can think of it too is that it's not so much that you gotta, like, I don't know, like respect them inside this way, but maybe it's you're learning from them, maybe what to do or what not to do, and you taking that away from them,
right?
Like, that's the way that you.
Yeah, but we are all human too. You know what I mean? And the human aspect is, like, I'm gonna be clear with you. Like, a couple weeks ago when I had COVID, he called me out of the blue, and I ain't talked to this dude in over 6 years. And at one point we stayed like at least like 10 minutes away from each other. and he called me to ask me to do something for him. You know what I mean? Not to check in on me or anything like that. So I tell him, hey, look, man, I'm not doing so well. I got COVID. So he tried to up the I love yous and all this shit. And I'm like, well, where the fuck you been for 6 years? You know what I'm saying? So what do you want? You know what I mean? So, we got to a point where it's always a conversation about him not changing the past. And this is defense mechanism when I have a conversation with him. He instantly goes into how you always want to talk about the past, but the present is now. 6 years to now is the present. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the fact that you keep trying to deflect and make it about you, it shows that your level of respect for me is meaningless. So why I have to give you any amount of respect other than the fact that not disrespect you, you know what I mean? So I don't get it, you know what I mean? So I just the conversation went south. It did, you know what I mean? And it turned into me cussing him out and telling him, hey, look, bro, I'm not doing this with you. I'm 42. I got my own kids. I got my own life. And, you haven't been a part of my life. So I don't need you to try to come in and influence. And furthermore, I don't even want you to be around my own kids. I don't want the same disappointment and heartache that I experienced growing up. And, I got this tattoo on my arm that says, everything I'm not made me everything I am. And I live by that. Like the things that I experience, everything I'm not made me everything I am. And it's really a direct influence from him. Everything that I'm not, which was him, made me who I am today. And I stand by that. I refuse to not be a part of my kid's life based on my own reason, you know what I mean? My own selfish reasons. And I stick by that, man.
Yeah. Hey, this was good. I'm glad this sparked this conversation. And I can't speak on that. You feel me? I can't say, oh, this is how you should treat him or honor him or whatever, because you have your reasons, and I respect those. So
I think that, I mean, it's only a motivational minute, but it sparked, like you said, it sparked something in me to bring this up. Like, yo, don't subjugate yourself to some bullshit, whether it's your parents, your aunties, your uncles, your grandmas, because they got their shit with them. You know what I mean? So, and I know you coming from a different place. You honor your mother and your father, and that's what they say biblically.
Right.
But you also have to remember to honor yourself in that process.
Right.
So, and that was the point I was going with this. You know what I mean? You honor yourself as well, and don't subjugate yourself to some bullshit.
Gotcha.
So let's go to these comments right quick, man.
Yes, sir.
And, we're gonna get it popping on this group discussion.
Yeah, good. We got Antoine Jackson, my boy. He said,
"What's up? What up, though?"
He said, Matthew Smith, a new commenter in the building. This is on the Mask Off chat.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, what's up, Matthew? He said, can I ask a question? What's the best way to get a job without seeming desperate? I like that. Y'all want to get into that now or get to the rest of the comments?
Best way to get a job without seeming desperate is to look confident.
Yes.
And put your best foot forward.
Yes.
Being desperate, shit, if you need a job, I'm sure you're already desperate. You know what I'm saying? But I would have to say to put your best foot forward and you apply yourself and show professionalism.
Yeah. I listened to 50 Cent's audio book. Great book. One of the principles he said was you want to, no matter how bad you want something, you don't want to seem desperate for it. You want to want it, but not need it. So he said he's always willing to walk away from a deal. And so that gives him that power to say, so they keep him, that keeps him in the deal. But if he seems like he's clamoring over it, you know what I'm saying? It's too much at that point. So you don't want to clamor. Be confident, desire it, but don't be desperate.
One thing for me too is that is to move away from thinking of it as like just you need a job, like to do something, like start to look at the jobs as like you have this one skill, or like you're trying to use this skill that you have, and you're gonna get like you're gonna partner with somebody to through this job to like help build that stuff. So like that kind of helps you like give you the self-confidence to say, all right, I have something that you want to. So it's not just you just walking in and saying, please just
Yeah.
I need this job. So it's
They need a worker.
right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah. This is totally off topic, but
Value
that's great
yourself.
information you're giving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, mask off. We do it all here, baby. Hey, and if you're a lazy young boy,
You're a lazy young bull or
Lazy Young Bull or OG.
yes, dude.
all right, we got.
That's probably where they came from.
It probably was, yeah. DJ Touch. Good evening, fellas. With the hand
DJ
wave.
Touch is in the motherfucker. Go shout out to DJ Touch.
We've been saying we need a horn or something. She also said there's a thin line. There's a line with honoring thy parents. So someone honor their parents that abuse them. Ooh.
Yeah.
So a part of me wants to still, because forgiveness is huge, and I'm big on forgiveness. You know, I believe in forgiveness, and forgiveness sucks, and that's what it is being a bigger person. I can't speak on that though. Abuse is tough. What you was talking about, OG, is tough. You know, your dad not being there, and you 41, and him even not being here now as you're a grown man. It's like hard to even fix your mouth and your heart to do that type of stuff. So I want to say yes in the grand scheme of things, but in these situations, I understand that's not easy, especially you know your father didn't beat you all your life or something like that. Like that's tough. I don't know. Honestly.
You gotta get a little bit more life experience, young boy. That's what it sounds like, and that's okay.
No, I don't want to say that. I'm grateful that my parents have been good to me.
No, I'm not talking about in relation to your parents, but you know, life experiences, man. This is part of that. You know what I mean? When you learn these things that happen in life, man, you not just from yourself but other people too, you tend to find out a lot of things that you may or may not know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, good honoring good parents. I guess so. I guess it is honoring good parents. And when I made it up, it wasn't just good parents, but you know, if that's where we're going with it, that's where we're going with it. She said it's my job, fellas. Sorry, LOL. I don't know what she was talking about on that. Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about, but shout out to DJ Touch for fucking making it her job.
Touch. All right, we got Graham Leslie in the building. What up, Graham?
What's up, Graham?
He said here for the furniture talk. Yeah, he rocking with that furniture talk, OG. Then we got Tom in the building. He said my ears must have been burning to hear about furniture. So here I am. Tom on 100 in the house. I get Big Tone on this so much. I think he was talking about he was talking about the father. He said, for me, my father got the default title. Sure, and earned that father title by relationship. Okay. Let me read that again. For me, my father got the default title, sure, and earned that father title by relationship.
Yeah, like he's saying that he was dad by blood first, which was like he can't change that, but then he got to earn like to have that role in his life.
By being his okay. He said, just because a parent is by title a mom or dad on my birth certificate doesn't mean they get that relationship. That's true. Yes. Relationships have dialogue, reciprocate, and healthy boundaries. Parents are people like anyone else to build a relationship with. That's just true. He said, "You are guys."
We can talk about that too, because that's one thing that I'm now inside that phase of like where I've moved away of being like the kid inside their eyes, and I needed to start to craft like a person of like need to see like my folks as not peers, but like people, like
yeah,
as like mom and dad, but as like, all right, they're people just like me, like with their own lives and all that.
Yeah, and their own shortcomings and
their own shortcomings.
Yeah. And I think because we grow up with these ideas that they're heroes, you know, and they're imperfect. I mean, they're perfect, you know, but they're growing up the same time as they're raising us. So
no, I didn't grow up thinking my parents were heroes. I grew up understanding that my mom was a single parent and she had people that came in and out of our life to help her and in some cases hurted her. You know what I mean? But when I became an adult, I had to understand, like you said, she's a human being who bleed, cry, and do all those things like normal human beings. And our relationship became so close on the strength of just me not looking at her like my mom, even though she is my mom and I respect her that way. But man, me and my mom, we have the dopest relationship ever. And I advocate that to my peers, like, yo, like they'll say something like, oh, you her favorite. I say, no, you have to establish a relationship with her. Like, it's like once you get her out of mom mode, then you build a relationship with somebody, and it's real evident. You know what I mean? And that's the disconnect that I have when it comes to my father. Like, we're not there because we don't have no relationship. You know what I mean? Relationships are everything. You know what I mean? If you don't value that word, you will get nowhere when it comes to whoever you're trying to establish anything with.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Last couple comments. We got Game Time again. He said, you guys are 100 with this motivational minute. And Von Wink is in the Planet chat. What up, Von?
What's up, Von Wink?
He said, so Mary. He said, so mail carriers get paid the same as Jim Rockford was in the 70s, minus the expensive. I don't know who Jim Rockford is, but that's funny. He said, did I miss the motivational minute? I guess you did. He said, were these furniture deliveries wearing masks?
No, he did miss it if he's talking about furniture.
Yeah. He said, were the furniture deliveries wearing masks? Deliverers wearing masks?
Yeah, bro. They was good.
He said, is bringing you into this world a sacrifice if they did it by accident and didn't fulfill their parental obligations?
He's just asking questions at this point. You know what I mean?
That's Von Wink for you, though. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What else he got to say? Because we got to kick it off.
That's it.
Our motivational minute.
We got one more here from you.
Okay.
PJ Touch.
Yeah.
You did. I see you really fucked up. Oh, okay. So your job is to just talk to.
Oh, okay. She a counselor?
She
Social work.
Yeah, she does work in social work. Yeah, that's her job. She does work in social work. But anyway,
she was like, "Don't you tell her what I do."
I'm laughing because OG he ain't fully clear. He just be like, So that mean you be barely listening to her when she tell her work stories.
No, I know exactly what's going on, but I'm not sure if that's really
keep a tight ship around.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's tight ship.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
But way to clean it up, OG. Way to clean it up.
Yeah, whatever to make it sloppy. Anyway,
we're gonna go. You're the one that messed it up.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the good way to make it sloppy. And the more we talk about this, the more we came into our group discussion. So we're gonna go group discussion. I don't think I did that. I don't think I did that in the last couple of weeks.
But I
you know what I'm saying? So I'm back in full effect, and let's get this group discussion going on.
Good energy.
Here's the main thing we talking about today. We talking about parental push. Now I have to say that this conversation was brought by me and by DJ Touch and myself. And we were just having a conversation, regular conversation. And it was inspired by her. So I just want to bring it up as a topic on the show. So my thing is, this topic is called leaving out of the house at 18. So that's a big thing. Do you think that it's wise for, let me tread back. I remember growing up, it was a big thing that once you turn 18, you got to get up out of this house. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something. You can't just stay here. Da, 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 da. Do you think it's wise because you turn 18 that you should get kicked out of the nest? You should be able to go and be self-sufficient and learn from the experiences for yourself. Or do you think that's a wise decision to make? Culturally, I think that we have this issue a lot in Black families where it's always that conversation where if little John is he's still in the basement at 25, that he's a fucking bum and he ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So my question I pose to everybody, including in the chat, would you kick your kid out at 18? And if not, what reasons would they stay, or what reasons would you let them go? Let's go, fellas. Let's kick it off.
Well, I'll take it first. Seem like it's for me first. Personally, so my experience is I'm in that lane. I'm Lil John in my mom's room still. But yeah, I'm 26. I still stay with my mother, and I'm actually grateful for this time. My mom didn't push me out. She didn't, force me out, and I'm grateful for that. Honestly, it allowed me to cultivate into a man instead of having to rush into becoming a man. So I'm grateful for that. I feel like I needed that time, and I'm honestly just coming around within this last year or two, getting the discipline that I needed as a man to really be on my own, if that makes sense. Because there's certain mentality that it takes, and could it have gone quicker? Because it could have sped up a little bit if I was forced out, maybe so. But I think being a total man with emotional, financial, physical, like even my physical body taking care of that, I'm just not getting a grasp on that as well. So it's like you have so many aspects to being a man, and when you're pushed out, your focus is finances. When it's a total man that you need to hone in your emotions, your physical being, there's a lot of other stuff outside of money that you need to cultivate as well to really grow up and handle yourself and be mature. So I'm grateful for my mom to let me cultivate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. So for me, similar, like I mean at 18, like I went off to school. So I was inside school for what 5 years or so. But like once I came back, like finished school, like I came back home for like two years there. Then I moved. But yeah, so like the pros that you talked about were similar to me too, where that did feel good to have a place where you can start to like really cultivate like a bunch of your skills and a bunch of just a nice place to mature in that sense, because you don't really grow up until you're about your age now. So it's like that's like a normal thing. What I would say though is that sometimes that hey, for that safe space, for like a lack of a word, that safe space can harm you too, because there are things where you just gotta be you just gotta jump out and do.
Right.
And what I found for myself was it was that I just kept like I postponed that stuff because because I had the time, I had the space, there was no rush. So like I just constantly like postpone like learning like life skills that I that I did not need to have back at home. So once I left, you start to really see like, yeah, you don't want to constantly just focus on like finances, because you want to like learn what your passion is and all that stuff too. But having that mindset of being by yourself does something too. Like there's growth, and there's a lot of positive inside that way too.
I was going to tap in on that part. I think the biggest thing for me from the time I think I was 14 to like 17 was the fact that I didn't want to really live under my mom's rules. You know what I'm saying? And I think my mom made it uncomfortable for me, so I wouldn't remain comfortable. And I'm thinking, if she would have made it comfortable, would I have left at 17? You know what I'm saying? Because I left and I went to college in a different state. So when I went to college, I was scared as hell. But at the same time, I figured, you know what? I need this push because I don't have no other options. I need to figure it out. You know what I mean? And my mom, she'll get on me about this. She act like she don't remember. She used to put army brochures on my pillow And that gave me the ideology that shit, I need to figure out something because I can't stay here. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I chose college. And I think I chose college for the wrong reasons because it put me in debt and I didn't understand everything that came with that debt. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the experience of being on my own, you know what I'm saying? Being able to be in my own dorm room and come and go as I please, and I have to worry about anybody else's feelings. And I know that's real self-absorbed, but during that time, you're really self-absorbed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just adhering to other people's rules and regulations other than myself, other than what the normacy of life is. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to experience those things and get out and be self-sufficient. But you really don't be self-sufficient. You learn how to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And by being in the nest, you don't really get that because you constantly know that, well, I don't have to worry about this. I know it's going to be food in the house. I know I don't got to pay for lights. Only thing I got to pay for is possibly a bill here and there, or you know what I'm saying. But
it's not all on you.
It's not all on you. When you out there, you have to remember this shit is on you. You got to figure out. So if you do not eat, you do not eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to learn, how to be a survivalist out in the real world at 17. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, that too. One thing that you said too is that like back in the nest, because that's a good term for it. I realized I had this mindset of that. I was still inside the house, like my dad's house, so like I still had to like live by his rules, which wasn't just like come back at midnight and things like that. Not that, but more like I still live by like their values and like what they wanted me to be. So it was like so like the moves the move that I made for myself was really just like the path that they wanted to. And it's like you don't really like well for me like you don't really break that until you leave, where it's like, all right, well, this is me, and let me really think about and like shape what I want my life to be.
Yeah.
So like having that break really is like a mental thing that really helps out. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's like we on Wednesdays we always go to Bible study. On Friday we got choir. Everybody gotta go because ain't nobody else gonna be in my motherfucking house. And on Sunday we go to church. You know what I mean? So it's routines that houses have.
Yeah.
That you like just ain't really for me. I don't do that. But because you living under someone else's rules and regulations,
right,
those are kind of things that you deal with because you have no say so in the matter. You know what I mean? So when it turned into a conversation about when you turn 18, you need to get up out my house. Is that something that's feasible? Do you think that's something that should be embraced? Because years and years have gone on to where we have these conversations in our culture, and you end up, from what I experienced, those same people that get pushed out end up back in worse than they left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is that a conversation that we need to talk about as far as, is that the right thing to do?
Nah, I think honestly, if anything, if it's an age, it should be bumped up to like 21 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because 18, you don't really know. And that's the key. So, because we're talking about finding ourselves as adults, as people. And because we don't really know who we are, what we want to do and stuff like that. So when it comes to rules and stuff, like my mom wasn't, forcing anything down my throat once I, got to a certain age. I was able to stay out especially when I got my own car, I was able to stay out when I wanted to. I could, as long as, it was communication, but there was never no hard set, you gotta do this, you gotta be that. And they also always supported my art. So I was able to have freedom to be myself. You know what I'm saying? So I think if anything, we talking age, it should be at least 21 because you got a few more years under your belt from becoming 18 and becoming an adult.
Let's not even talk age, because sometimes age doesn't even supersede the mental state.
That's very true. Good point, Tom.
You know what I mean? So let's talk, like, is this something that you should do? Because like I keep saying, like other cultures, they don't even put emphasis on who you are and what you're doing. If you got yourself together and you feel like you're ready, you move forward and you do that.
And as long as you're striving towards something, like
and I'm just speaking from what I've seen. Like other cultures, you'll have like 6, 7 people living in a house, and they all like, oh yeah, that's my daughter, that's my son, that's what I mean, and it brings value to the economic structure of the house. You know what I'm saying? Whether you got your sister who's 25 with her 2 kids watching the rest of the house and the kids, the little kids or whatever, everybody has a role they play in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing that we do as a culture. We push out, and that's something I can never explain as to why we do that. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because parents take this perspective, well, you 18, I did everything I could do for you, you need to go. You know what I mean? And I've heard that before. You know what I'm saying? You 18, it's time for you to be a man. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, how do I really be a man when I still don't know how to manage myself? You know what I mean? The correct way.
Discipline,
Plus, where should I start with this one, man? But all right, so like one thing I like heard, I think I might have heard this from my mom. So like, take it for it. But she was saying that that like black folks kind of have that, because it's like most of the time you don't have a lot, so it's like you can't afford to keep this grown man inside this house. So it's just all right. So like you need to move on and do this thing. But like that, just talking about the cons, that just kind of sets that young bull up for the same system like stuff. So it's like that person has no has no support to like push past push past the roadblocks that he might have as like a black man too. So it's then like that just constantly just leads to that same cycle as well. So it just constantly having that same then like that person does the same thing there too. And you're just you're just consistently doing the same thing.
Yeah, and don't stop. It's a cycle at that point. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. Like, what's some of the personal experience you guys experienced at 18? That have you guys ever went to a point where you were like, hey, look, I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Or look, I'm trying to get at these hoes. You know what I'm saying? Or and I'm only speaking lightly, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, have you ever had those experiences? Like, soon as I turn 18, I'm the fuck up out of here. I ain't doing this bullshit.
Honestly, I went through a stage in my life where I was feeling bad about myself that I was still here. I don't feel that way now, and this was for multiple reasons. One, because in my mind, when I planned out my life, I didn't see myself being. It was 23. I didn't see myself turning 23 still being in my parents' house. So it was like, yo. 2, because my little sister had moved out already. She went to school, had her own apartment, and she still has. So it was one of those the comparison to that, and 2, where I saw my life going, and it wasn't supposed to be this way. So it was like, it was sucky for a little minute. It's like, yo, what am I doing with my life? What is going on? But I had to realize that I had my own path and I had my own cultivation to do, and it was okay. I had to realize that it was okay. So giving myself that time, I think, helped me more. But that mentality that it was only because of society and what I thought should have been happening and what my sister was doing. So when you compare, like we talked about last week or the week before, the comparing, it was throwing me off, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking this is what society does. You out by 23, so everybody got their own story though. That's what you gotta know.
You know what? We put that pressure on ourselves too, so bad, bro. Like the worst is when you like around family, so like family reunion. So what you doing right now?
Yeah.
Oh, you still at your mama's house? Oh,
Right,
okay.
right.
So what is your goal? What is your plan? And you know, you really have to. I don't know. It makes you really think like this is none of your fucking business.
Man, you preaching right now, Tom.
You know what I'm saying? It's none of your business. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of family members wanna push their beliefs, and I've seen this firsthand. They want to push their belief upon what you should do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In this generation today, they don't live that way. You know what I mean? They don't think like that. And they whole thing is let me figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of coincide with this whole I need to figure this shit out more than just being 18. Or you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they get to a point where well, you need to do this and you need to do that. How long you gonna stay in here? Well, are you help paying bills? And you know, it's all these stipulations as to what I should be doing. In actuality, their houses don't be the fuck together anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we as a culture, man, we I don't know, we consider that as pushing us to do something positive. But in actuality, it's more hurt than harm. You know what I mean? It's more hurt than help.
Yeah.
To that point about most of the time you're pushing that to yourself. That's what happened to me too. Because all right, so I moved back 22, 20, 23 or so, and it wasn't like my mom was cool with it. My dad was sort of cool with it, but he does this thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all right.
All right now.
But so that's what I meant by like I still had like that mindset of I'm still in his house here, so like I have to not get that look. Is like all right, make sure I keep a job and like make sure that I like move forward inside this job too. So like most of my time was just like making sure I did that. But it was then it's like I have like a bunch of siblings too, and like they're all super like they love to compare. so it's
That sucks.
Yeah, man. So like each time we're talking, it's just like constantly just trying to like prove that you're doing something. And it's just a stress. It's just a very stressful thing to the point where I just learned like in this last year to just like to like not like to like not think about that shit and just like live my own life. Like I just learned this.
And you know,
I'm still learning it because it's hard.
That competition thing used to be really deep for me and my older sister. Like it was at one point where I was the golden son because I went off to school, I went out of state. You know, I had traveled abroad. I'd done all these things. When I got when I had kids, I did it the right way, so to speak. And you know, my mom, when she talked about me, I was like, I could do no wrong, which really kind of set up the competition between my other two siblings. So when they see me, they felt like they always had to justify every move they made or what they did. And I'm like, what's up with you? You know what I mean? Littles that I know, I'm already in competition without even knowing I'm in competition because the competition had already been set by my mom. You know what I mean? Wow. Well, Tony doing this and Tone doing this. And you know what I'm saying? It was never, why can't you be like your brother? But it's always that underlying current. Well, your brother doing this, you know?
Yeah, man. One more thing. My bad too. It was like, all right, back in school, it was like, let's just say I wasn't home for 4, 5, 6 months. Around month 4, then like my thoughts start to shift to, how about photography or this or that or like these hard things. But as soon as I went back home for like a break, my mind went to like stuff like, yeah, well, law school's a good option. I'm like, this is not me thinking. This is just me in my parents' house making up this stuff.
Yeah, I think this was a great discussion, man, and I would love
I got one more point. Because when it comes to comparing, that's why I was kind of going through it over here because y'all situations were different from mine. The comparison principle was still there. Mine came from I'm the older sibling. I'm the oldest sibling in the house. And when I grew up, this is honestly tough for me to say right now. When I grew up, being the older one, I was always the one that was looked up to. Then we all became adults, and then they started pouring into me, and it was hard to accept that. It was hard to accept that they had knowledge and wisdom for me. And I began to feel inferior to them. And yeah, and so just comparing myself to them and feeling inferior and them telling me about stuff that I know I need to do, but them holding me accountable, I couldn't accept that. And so I didn't want that accountability from them because they're younger. And all this time I was telling them stuff. And so, like I said, I felt inferior. And so then it was me always telling what I was doing with the films to show them that I am doing something. You feel me? That I am working towards something, and I got something going for myself. But in actuality, that never was the case, you know. So
that's deep, brother. That's deep. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of correlate that with my older sister because my sister, she had a lot of pitfalls, and you know, we always loved and respected her, you know what I mean, just for who she was. But it was always a point where she felt like she had to overcompensate in achievements because of her insecurities. And that's all what that is. It's insecurities. And sometimes, man, those insecurities, it's a family dynamic. You know what I mean? That you don't understand what it is because, like you said, you used to be in a position to where you're giving advice, you holding other people up, you doing certain things, and then when that attention gets taken off of you, to where people are looking at you and giving you, well, maybe you should do this. Sometimes you don't know how to reciprocate it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know how to accept it. You know what I mean? But you know,
too. Plus this one thing that you need to think about too is that this is how you're feeling because this is how you live like with them, but you don't really know how they still look at you too. Like I personally like went through the same thing like inside like the last year with this whole shutdown and that stuff. Like me and my family kind of came to a head too. And like and at one point we just started to talk about this on like a big FaceTime call. And I had like that same type of same type of feeling too, where I finally like told him like I constantly feel like compared to you all, like I feel like a failure. So I finally told him that, and like what I heard back was not just like, yeah, nigga, you're right, but more so of just like how they saw me, where like they still saw me as like the person that they call for advice, the person that they look up to, because I'm not afraid to like do art and like that stuff. So like wow. one of them said like she does like what she does now because of like things that because of things that she saw me do. So it's so don't just think of it as like, all right, try to one, talk to them, or look at it from like their perspective too.
You know what? I'm happy that you are able to have that communication within your family, man. Like it,
that was a rough call. Like I'm fine now, but that was a very like raw wrong on that. Because we never talk about stuff like that.
It's been years, and we still like, and it's technically only 4 of us, my mom and my 2 sisters, and it took a long time. You know me, I'm very sarcastic, and like when you would have said, I feel like I'm a failure, I'm like, you know what I mean, and everybody would have just went, you know what I mean. But we've grown, and part of growth is understanding how to tap into those boundaries, man, and learn to ease off, man. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm gonna say this because he's my young boy, and Dan, I know you feel the same way. Man, you're doing phenomenal work. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, man, when it comes to family, you create your own family. You know what I mean? And this is another take back from the motivational minute. I had to learn to gain wisdom from outside sources other than my punk ass father. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of replacing, but it was very well worth it because I learned and gained the knowledge that he couldn't provide for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm honored to all those men that have stepped up in my life throughout those times that I needed somebody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to my OG, you know what I'm saying? Mr. G, Gunther, you know who you are. You know what I mean? Thank you for being a support system. Thank you for being there whenever I needed you, my brother. And anybody got anything to say before we go to these comments?
Great episode.
I think this was a wonderful episode. We got to tap into this again. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit these comments and let's get up out of here. Let's go.
Yep, we got Von Wink in the Planet chat. He said, "Why would I generalize this more than I would Malachi's motivational minute about honoring your parents? Different people have different circumstances."
Yep. We're talking about that.
Yep. I wonder how many of these homeless people I see on the streets were pushed out at 18.
That's true, Von. That's true.
Very true.
Good point.
Team Von Wink, man.
Yeah. Von on fire today, ain't he?
I'm giving him that one. Von Wink.
That's a great one, Von. That's a great one. And they never got it right, and they never could.
That was a winky dink.
All right, let's take a go.
You know what? I'm gonna keep that one in the books for him. That was a winky dink.
I give him that one. He said, "Screw the culture. Your living circumstances are no one's business but your own."
Von Wink.
And when and if you leave is between you and your parents.
That's true. That's true, my parent.
Hey, Von, I ain't gonna cap. I needed to hear that, bro. Von, we ain't gonna fire today, man. Shout out to Von today. He got the winky dinks going. We got back in our chat. He said, "You guys were struggling. I appreciate it, though." I think she was talking about DJ Touch when we talking about the job. Antoine Jackson, my boy, he said, "Well said." He said, "DJ Touch, as long as they're contributing to the household and showing respect, I wouldn't kick them out." Good point. No doubt. And contributing isn't just financial. Yep. I think if you set rules and boundaries, they'll get sick and eventually prepare to leave on their own.
No doubt.
Dan said it. The financial responsibilities of caring for children can be difficult. One less mouth to feed is easier. Adult children eat.
Yes, they do.
Eat, sleep, take up heat.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Right. Lights, energy, Wi-Fi.
Take the big piece of fucking chicken.
Right. And she also said she liked that winky dink. She liked that. We're gonna keep that. The winky dink. Big Tone improvised intro, crushed it. That's Game Time Tom.
Game Time in the building. What up, though, baby?
He said, "Same culture for me, Big Tone. 18 and out the door. Had my pops lived longer, he would have had charged me rent to stay at the crib past 18. He had bills to pay."
Yeah.
He had bills to pay too. I'm laughing so much with Big Tone's. He said, "That's a new character for Big Tone." Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He said, "That's a new."
Oh, man, that's all just middle black dad.
Yeah, that's middle-aged black dad right there. That's walking around in your boxes, nigga. Get up my shit.
Right. He said that's a new character for you, Big Tone.
That one will piss me off a little too much, get a little too close.
hey, you gonna see these next comments he gets on that. Tom again, he said, "All right, I'll try to chip in on the stories. My pops knew he wasn't going to live long, and he didn't. He passed 2 months before I graduated high school. So he helped me learn to manage myself. One thing he did was have me paying the water, cable, mortgage, and medical bills with his cash from 13 to 18 years old. Write checks, mail them. He trusted the hell out of me. To quote Gangstar, I could have taken the money and never had to run. I might be forcing that lyric, but because if I did take my dad's money, I better be running. That's good.
Yeah, right.
So plus, so like that's a good way to like, I mean, well, not like the death part, but like to kick somebody out the house. Like when you teach them the stuff that they need to learn to live by
the skills,
then
they're equipped. They're equipped. Yep. He said, Tom, he said, can we get Dan doing an improvised character of his dad?
Oh no.
He said, I ain't fucking with that.
Right.
I am not messing around with that.
Are you crazy? And he also said, Team DJ Touch, hashtag Team DJ Touch.
That's what's up.
Shout out to everybody rocking with us. We 77 episodes in. Let's just clap it up just for that. Like, I seen that today. I was like, yo, we really this double 7 ball. That's a lot.
Yeah, man. We've been rocking, man. We've been rocking and rolling. And thanks for everybody for coming out and being part of something special, man, which is Mad Score. This is our 77th episode, like my young boy said. And we here every Friday from 9 p.m., you know what I'm saying, through Planet Ant, through Mad Score for our podcast. Just tune in, man, and definitely thank you for sticking with us. You know what I mean? Anybody got anything to say before we roll?
Yeah. We're gonna try to pull up to Jake's show Tuesday. Shameless plug for our homie Jake. He doing his comedy thing, so I guess we're gonna try to pull up. So we'll see.
Where it's gonna be at, bro?
Mark Ridley's comedy store out in Royal Oak. Doors open at 7. Show start at 7:30. This Tuesday, the 12th.
Big Dan, you got anything to say, my brother?
No, I don't, man. Good show, y'all.
On that note, man, we up out of here. Mask Off, episode 77, Parental Push. We up out of here, man. Be safe.
Rated PG-13. Parental guidance.